Hi, I'm Sin. I'm one of the alumni for the YSEALI Professional Fellowship Program. So I just came back from the spring cycle, which is April to May 2023. I decided that I want to share my experience, and this video I'll be sharing in terms of how I went through the application, how I did my interview. I went through the interview, and in the later video I'll share in terms of packing for the trip, as well as my experience in YSEALI PFP. So let me start with the application. Now, for my application, I have a lot of people that supported me in the application. So you will probably find out some of the fields that you have to prepare longer time. So for example, I would encourage people to start with their referee. So in terms of the professional referee. So for me, I just want to share from my own. Of course, there's no right, no wrong. You decide who you want to ask. For me, I have two person that I chose. One is my supervisor, and the other person is my business partner. So both of them write for me in their own website. So how it works is, in the form, you get to fill in their email address. Of course, you speak to them first, and then once you put in their email address, they will receive something on their email, and they will fill out from there. Now, in terms of what should they write, I don't encourage to give a template, because honestly, they should write in terms of how they feel, and they should write it honestly from their point of view. So I have no idea what they write, and that is for fairness. In terms of how I did and how I mentioned to them. So I mentioned to them that I want to apply for YSEALI Professional Fellowship Program, and what theme that I want to apply, which is sustainability and economic empowerment. So when they write, they relate to the theme as well. The reason why I choose sustainability and economic empowerment, so before I share, I just want to share there are four things, right? Sustainability, economic empowerment, civic engagement, governance, and society. So you decide which theme that you think is more relatable. The reason why I choose sustainability is because I studied environmental science. I started another startup. It's called Food Ninja. So I'm not the founder, so I'm one of the founding members. We support food waste in Malaysia, to handle food waste in Malaysia. The other one is I have a carbon credit business as well. So me and my business partner are kind of tied to that. For the economic empowerment theme, the reason why I choose that is because first, my business in children education, on children entrepreneurship. Second, it's I support people with special needs back in Malaysia. So the NGO focus on special needs children and special needs adults, and have a workshop for the adults where they do batik, weaving, soap, and so on. So I align what I do with the reason why I chose the two theme. Even though sustainability was my first choice and economic empowerment was my second choice, but in the end of the day, they chose and they picked and they selected me under the economic empowerment theme. So once these are the two things. So the first is referee. The second is what kind of theme you should choose. Now, the third one is your action plan. So when I say action plan, meaning what kind of projects can you do? Why do you want to do this? So how does it relate to the YSEALI Professional Fellowship? So for the action plan, I have 4 to 5 projects in mind that I plan to do after the YSEALI Fellowship. So those are related to the theme that I chose, right? So the first one, I mentioned about moving forward after school. So that is a project that the Lions Club International work together with. The second is financial literacy for young adults. That is, we collaborate with AKPK, the credit agency. I do have other projects in mind, like Children Innovation Lab, sustainability. So a few things that match to the theme that I choose. So I do highly encourage, if you have projects in mind, do write out who you plan to collaborate with, a brief idea of how you want to run the project. And I believe that helped me through my application. Lastly, once I've done with all this, I get my friends to help me to proofread all my application. And the reason why I chose her, because for every paragraph, she will ask me, why do you write this? What is your intention? So she can write it that she can help me to proofread better. So I have two referees, my business partner and my supervisor that supported me, my friend who helped me to proofread for this application. So I went through research in a few blogs in terms of how to apply, and I think those tips supported me as well. So next step would be the interview stage. Now, when I submit the application, I submitted around mid of July, and I received the email saying that, hey, you have been awarded to the economic empowerment theme. That was around end of October, November, around there. And of course, I have the interview end of November. Yeah, and I received the official award around Christmas last year. So that was the timeline for me. So during the interview, I actually prepared slides. However, I didn't get to show because it was only 15 minutes, and the interviewer did mention that, sorry, but I don't think we have time for your presentation, but it was more of an oral interview. Before the interview, I have a friend, which is my business partner in carbon credit, Matthew. So he supported me to do mock interview. So almost every few days, I will prepare like a series of introduction myself, how it relates to the economic empowerment team, why do I want this, what are my action plans. So we prepared a few questions, and he helped me as if he's the interviewer, I'm the interviewee, and we had a few mock sessions. I think total we had about three mock interviews. So I did practice with him before the actual interview itself. So I think that it's really, really helpful if you have alumni in your country, or even virtual alumni. I mean, virtually you can find alumni from other countries to support you to do mock interview. Preferably in the same team, that would be helpful, because I'm under the economic empowerment team. So that even there, it could change depending on the interviewer. Even though I prepared slides, maybe if I'm in sustainability, I might be able to use my slides. So there's no one size fits all. So do prepare a few things. Then you can decide what to use during the interview time. So when it comes to mock interview, you can search for people who has been a YSEALI fellow. Like I do different tabs to check my first and second connections, and perhaps you can message them and have a mock interview with them. I hope all my sharing helps, and all the best. Good luck to your application.